Good evening, SimPlay Nation, and welcome. Good evening, SimPlay Nation, and welcome to Season 7, Round number 6 for the Pro Ams. It is SimPlay, and it's Kyalami, aka our home. For the fact, it is quite literally called our home. That is what Kyalami means in the South African language. And right now, it is going to be one hell of a race, if I do say so myself. The GT4s, brought to you by Dan yesterday, have concluded. I'm not going to talk about my race, but I know that quite a lot of other people had very good races. Speaking very much on Matthew Duffin, he had a very good race. So we are going to see everything and anything. 1 minute 32 remain in this practice session, and it's currently topped by Cam Racing's Millington, who is sat in the pit lane, and of course you've got John Google, who is going to be in the pit lane in P number 2 right now. Saunders in the trusty Beamer, making his way around the circuit. Gonna go through the YouTube chat momentarily. Good evening, SimPlay Motorsport. Of course, that is going to be Matthew Duffin, as well as Jahamal Cloud, as well as Clouden, Tips, PN Motorsport Trains, Gary Clarble, Hypo, Explosion, Dubs, and that is everything and anything I need. Let's get ready to rumble, shall we? Saunders is going to come to the line. He'll be able to get one more lap in around this circuit. So these will be the final laps here at Kyalami. And I am going to get, and I'm going to go under my thing momentarily because I forgot to get this before. It was I'm going to be honest with you, chat. It was a bit of a hassle getting all this sorted. So please do excuse me while I take a few moments to get the standings and all that up, as let's go on board for a lap of Kyalami on board with the number 33, considering that they are currently the last one going around the circuit, or whoever it is. Where they at? Great, we're going to go with Saunders. Enjoy! So whilst we line up on the grid here for the reversed grid, let's go through the drivers and team standings real quick, because I finally got them up. It is Sylph who currently leads the driver standings for MSA Racing. It's actually 1-2. It's Sylph P1 with 361 points, and 36 points behind it is Twardok with 320. That's Pro. My bad. A little bit further down. There we go. It's Hibbs who leads on 349 points. Then 63 points behind him is Sny. It's then Gooday, Ramsell, Millington, Beck, Stardog, The Limiter. Flemspeed 1, Greaves rounds out the top 10. Richie sits P11 with Varga P12. Argent P number 13 with Taylor P number 14. It's then Saunders P15, Williams P16. Flores P number 17 with Wolski P18. Old Sim Racer P number 19 with Fat Bloke P20.
30 seconds.
Matt Hicks in P number 21 with R. Smith in P number 22. P number 23 goes to Rubber, who of course won the sprint last time out in Silverstone. As then Tucker in P number 24. It's then Johnson, Fernie, Craig, Betterson, Unsworth, Sturrock, Clarble, Atherton, Best, Cranky Duckhead, Lane, Waste, Scotfield, Hey Ho, and more to round out the driver standings. Then going over to the team standings, it is Greasy Bandits Racing with a mega 1-2 over in Silverstone last time out. They sit up top with 621 points. There's then a 114-point gap to the team in P number 2, that being Cam Racing. It's then FSO Racing in P number 3 with Stage 2 Motorsport P number 4. P number 5 goes to Fat Bloke Racing with SimPlay Racing in P number 6. Richie's Corsa Racing sits P number 7 with P number 8 going to Mad Dog Motorsport. Team TOM sits P number 9 with P number 10 going to Cloud9 Racing. P number 11 then goes to Roadrunners Motorsport with Team Murloc in P number 12. Quantum Motorsport then sits P number 13 with Malamus Racing P14. RBGT team in P number 15. Audio Sport in P16. And Dolphins 1 Motorsport in P number 17. No points on the board. So that was the Pro-Am. I know I was reading the Pro at first. But speaking of Pro-Am, let's go through your starting order for you, shall we? It is Lane who will line up on pole position with Best alongside them in P number 2. And then it's going to be Atherton who will actually start in the pit lane. So P number 3 goes to Sturrock with Unsworth P number 4. P number 5 then goes to Craig with P6 going to Tucker. P8, P7 going to Fat Bloke. I'm going to wait a minute for this to update as it scrolls down the grid order. So then it's Fat Bloke P number 7 with Old Sim Racer P number 8. Wolski then sits P number 9 with Flores P10, Saunders P11, Taylor P12, Richie P number 13 with Varga P number 14, Graves P number 15 with Flem Speedrun and P number 16, P number 17 with The Limiter and P number 18 with Stardog. Beck lines up P number 19 and Millington lines up P number 20 to bring an end to the 10th row. It's N Ramsell, Google, Sty, Hibbs, Hey-Ho, and Smith, and then of course Atherton will start from the pit lane. And I know I said Google, it's a running joke that I could never get this man's name right. It's a joke that I can never get Gooday's name right, so we're gonna roll with it. And I know it's pronounced Gooday because John told me earlier. But right now, here in Kyalami, it is infamous. Of course, you have Cheetah, where you can very easily flip your car if you are not careful with that infamous sausage curb on the inside. So we shall wait and see for anything and everything that is going to happen around this infamous circuit as they come now down into the final few corners. But so as we come now into the final few corners, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we go racing around all these infamous circuits. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble, shall we? It's Kyalami. It's known as our home in the local language. And here in round number 6 of season number 7, we get ready to go racing. The helicopter cam provides us with the best action every single time. As they look to the left and right, they will wait for that infamous green flag.
Green light, give me the one you can.
Boogity, let's go racing as the green flag drops and away we go. That's going to be a very, very good start for Unsworth. As in the background, that is going to be the Beamer. That is a major collision. Shades of last night in the GT4. About half the grid, possibly more, caught up in that. You can see a McLaren off the track into the drivers behind, and that is going to be another mistake. That's going to be another defense. That's Flores who got caught up in that from, I believe, another bit of Wolski. You can see Fat Bloke, they got spun around, which caused all that carnage. Atherton's got caught up in it as well. It's an absolute parking lot. Best got caught up in that as well. Absolute chaos as the grid now finally decides, and it's now going to catch up to itself. You can already see the gap. Glane, who was leading, now loses out in the outer sunset. Loses one, loses two, possibly a third. Here comes Flem Speed 1. Down into the left-hander and through the right-hander, around the outside. Old Sim Racer, actually, he's had an incident. He's been caught up further back. He's now further down the field than he would like. And here we go. Taylor looking to make an opportunity. Tucker's right there as well. but it's now Lane losing out more and more, further and further down they go. We thought it was going to be a nice clean start. We thought it was going to be a nice clean start, but apparently not. Lane is losing out more and more every single time as Intercheetah makes contact with the Nissan. I think it was the Nissan. I saw quantum colours. No, it looked like something else. Oh no, as actually, here we go. That's going to be that's going to be the Lamborghini and the Ford Mustang. Rob Smith looking to make that move. We know what that Ford Mustang is like in a straight line, and he's gone and absolutely pelted it. He's gone and thrown it. He's gone all the way through. As every single time, every single shot, it is every single mistake. As I don't know if you can hear me, Matt. Producer, I'm not going to say who, producer in the background, I think we still got the grid order running on stream. As right now, it is going to be Millington. He's made his way up the field. As good A has actually, he's missed out on all that carnage on the race start. He started near the back of the grid. Now he's towards the front. This is where this man absolutely thrives. Lap 1 did not seem... Gonna need a replay of the start. I may actually do that. As we seem to have had it. Yes, it has. So right now, seems as, I never usually do this, but we shall do it, considering that why does the game? Seems as it's ACC, so it's gonna take a little while, chat. Bear with me. Seems as it was absolute chaos on that start, and it was not on stream. We'll go through this race start for you. We'll go to Helicam. We'll try and get a driver who was right in the thick of it. Never usually do this, but we're gonna go to it. Let's go to another driver who is. This is probably the best shot. Apologies if anything else is happening on track right now, guys. We're just doing this so that we can get a better view. Get this view. So we're gonna get a replay of the race start here. We can actually see the Beamer, which was caught up in this. You can see it happening up front. It is a fat bloke who just goes into the side of one driver, goes into another, and you can see the absolute ping pong effect that was that start. So that is what happened on that race start. Because, as unfortunately we know that it was not caught up on the stream. It was not caught on the stream. So we're now back to the live racing action, as I wanted to show you guys what did happen there. As it was basically ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. As right now, Flores in a defensive play against Hibbs, who is right behind him. Greasy Bandits Racing making their way up through the start of this race so far.
Pit window is opening.
As the infamous pit window does now open. As we go here, the pit window opens. You've got 10 minutes to make your pit stop. We do have a yellow flag. That is for behind. That is Millington. That is Millington who had that who seems to have an incident. Apologies if we didn't catch that. Many people were now making their pit stops. Varga, Tucker, Craig, all into the pits. Taylor leads, followed by Flem Speed 1 and Hibbs. It's then Flores. But right now, Gooday is going to have a different shot at it. Down into turn number 2. It's turn number 2, chap, not turn number 1. And then into the left-hander. That is going to be Gooday, who goes up into P number 4. Hibbs right there as well. Greasy Bandits are on an absolute charge. You can see Taylor right there. Flem Speed 1 trying to close in as quickly as possible. Trying to close in as quickly as possible as they now go through Sunset. And most of the grid is in. Craig, Tucker, Varga, Millington, Ramsell, Stardog, Limiter, Atherton. all making their pit stops as we head now out of Sunset, down into the S's, and then through the rest of this circuit, and then over the crest and down towards the hairpin. Slight right-hander, try not to go over the curb too much, as Taylor right now still on the defence. He knows that he's got a Porsche behind him with those beautiful cut V6 gears. Who will find out, as they've got to be careful though. Greasy Bandits Racing, the team at the top of the drive, at the top of the team standings, are right behind them. Hibbs and Gooday know how to work together. They know what either of them is like around these circuits. They would have put that practice in. They had chances in the GT4s yesterday. Flemspeed 1 calls the box, and so does Gooday. Right now though, Hibbs going to stay out, Flores right there, Snide's going to be right behind him, as the rest of the grid with Best actually, he started up in a P number 2, he's now fallen down to P number 10, the front of that Quantum Motorsport car, looking a little bit battered and bruised as he is still yet to pit. He's got to make that pit stop within 7 minutes, 40 seconds, but will he fix that damage while he is in the pits? We'll have to wait and see, as right now Snide is on the back of the Aston Martin, closer and closer, lap after lap. This is where it begins to count. The timer ticks down, but the racing action only gets more intense. The fuel counter in those cars will get lower and lower. Atherton, blue flags, moves out the way, trying not to get caught up in these battles that are infamous to this circuit, to these drivers, to this league. And if you're wondering how you can join us, you go to the SimPlay Motorsport Sim Grid, and you can join, and you sign up there, and you can join the Discord, put a hot stint in, and then we can place you in whatever category you may be. And of course, GT4s, quick reminder, they do have Pro, Am and Silver. Right now though, we've only got Pro Am and Pro, right? As of course, you got Matthew Duffin in the box with you tomorrow night. Dan was in the box with you yesterday. I'm Alexa Marshall, and this is the Pro Ams. The GT3s throwing everything they have at the wall, throwing everything they have out on the circuit as the Macca continues to chase down that Ferrari in front of him. The Beamer is going to be right behind him as well as he does continue on. Right now, but you got to remember, everybody in the top 10 still yet to make their pit stops, as Snide will call the box, and so does the race leader of Taylor. That will hand the lead to Hibbs. He now takes the lead of the Kyalami sprint race as 11 minutes, 8 seconds remain on the clock. Right now, though, further and further, faster and faster, we go down the grid. Varga now, still trying to chase down. It has actually, that gap seeming to have opened up. Fat Bloke and Unsworth having that incident on lap number 1. Unsworth still in the pit lane. But Fat Bloke, who seemed to be the catalyst to that lap 1 crash, which seemed to be the catalyst to that lap 1 crash, is now down in last, and he's free, and he is free possibly to 5 laps behind. We're 5 laps into this Kyalami sprint race. It is Hibbs who leads, followed by Flores, and then Hey Ho right now though, going to be trying to make his way through in his trusty 296 Ferrari, right on the back of Flores. Roadrunners Motorsport P number 2, Dolphin 1 Motorsport P number 3, and Greasy Bandits Racing P number 1. It's the battle of the teams, it's the battle of the it's the battle of the manufacturers. Well, I say that, but Hibbs right now up ahead with a 4.3 second lead from what the ACC board is telling us. Right now though, these two have also got to be careful. Richie is right there with him. Quantum Motorsport's Best still trying to be looking in the background, aka Bestie, one of my boys. And right now they do continue on here. Hey Ho trying to make his way through the rest of this field as well, heading down through Crocodiles and then towards the final few corners. Infamous is Cheetah, where you could possibly flip your car or do a Hikari slide as you go into the gravel, into the pit lane. We'll call Hey Ho into the pit lane. We'll call Richie. Box is what will be coming through their headsets and what will be happening on the team radios. Gooday has made his way past that McLaren, it seems. As no, Craig. Has Craig had an incident? As it seems like he's fallen quite far back behind. No, there is Snide, Greasy Bandits Racing. Yes, it seemed like it. Gooday may have had an incident there as he's dropped further back now important information. So, 3 drivers in the pit lane, as you can see on the left-hand side right there. If you see orange with 1, that means they're yet to make their pit stop. If you see green, they've made their mandatory. It's a 25 minimum pit stop time. Fuel refueling is mandatory. You can opt to take an extra 5 seconds to take those tyres, possibly to fix damage at the same time as well. It all comes down to the drivers, both their knowledge and their skill sets when it comes to racing around this circuit. Hey ho, comes out onto the circuit. Where is Gooday? And he is right there. Where did the jump get him ahead? It looks like he did. Coming down the main straight, down through turn number 1, the kink, down towards turn number 2, into the braking zone, into the left-hander, and onto the throttle one more time. And that was absolutely extraordinary. Craig is yet to get Sny off his bumper though. Down into sunset they will go. You don't want to go side by side through here, boys, but you go and try anyway. On the exit, who was the better throttle? It seemed like it was the Macca. Sny's not going to give it up though. He's never going to let him down. As he goes around the outside, he decides not to desert him. Down onto the outside, into the S's. Sny slots in behind, not wanting to risk it. He's got to be careful. Ferrari behind. Richie seeming to lose out there momentarily as well. Lost out of the Ferrari, over the crest, into the hairpin. Ferrari will take his shot as the camera doesn't really seem to catch it, but it looks like that is going to be it. Millington, a little bit further back, seeming to lose out on their time as well. These drivers, these 4 drivers, a battle for 5th as it continues to unfold is not going to be over just yet. As they head down towards Cheetah one more time, 7 minutes 7 seconds remain on the clock. Into the pit lane is Hibbs. Where is he going to come out? That's the big question. Where is Gooday? Hibbs is out the box. Flores yet to pit. Taylor making his way through. Looks like Hibbs has this in the bag. Into the pit lane. Will kill K-Lane. Was there contact with the Ferrari? That may have been a big question which may sit unanswered. But right now, we can't take our eyes off this. This battle, which now is for P number 4. Sny may start to drive off ahead. Technically P number 3 on road, because Roadrunners Motorsport's Flores is still yet to make his pit stop. We'll have to wait and see where he will come out. Craig, Richie, still trying to be in behind. Snice looks to be trying to drive away with it. A little bit further behind, into sunset we go. Another gap a little bit further. It's going to be Best, trying to chase down Varga. Into the left-hander, onto the throttle. Trying to make the moves, trying to make the opportunities work. That trusty blue and luminescent yellow is infamous around these circuits. It makes it stand out. It makes it easy to spot. But we will wait and see. Lane into the pit lane, now coming out, seeming to be P number 17 as the limiter. Getting packed, seeming to chase down, getting lapped by Sny and the rest of the grid. You can see him right there. Here comes Craig Merlaw, here comes Richie. The Porsche seeming to be getting in the way. Those Cup V6 seeming to not work out this time round. 5 minutes 32 remain, 30 seconds until the pit window closes. Richie is going to go for a dive down the inside. It is a nice wide corner. You got plenty of room to manoeuvre, and what a lovely move that was. Richie with that beautiful overtake. Luckily enough, not flipping through Cheetah. He will keep it up into P number 5. As Flores now into the pit lane. He's coming out of his pit box. He comes out the pit lane. Where does he come? Here comes Taylor. He's going to fly past. Where is Sny? Where is Taylor? Where is Sny? Where is Flores? As Flores now on the exit as the pit window closes. And it looks like that is going to be Flores up and just about on the podium still. So right now, Snipe continuing to be behind, trying to make his way through, trying to take those opportunities and chances wherever he may be able to gain them. He lost out to Flores in that pit stop. You've got to wonder though, those fresher tyres, how cold are they going to be for that driver? It's 32 track temperature, 24-degree ambient, optimum track surface, and it's a little overcast. And it's a little overcast one more time, down into the braking zone. Skunky says, has he gone deaf? No idea. As right now, Skunky gonna be making it. Snipe gonna be making his way through. Snipe gonna be right there as well. Richie, unfortunate, gonna be down in P number 5. Craig's right there with him. As Hey-Ho's gonna be right there as well. Flem Speed 1 as well. It's a freeway battle which can continue to evolve. Hey is gonna be right there with him. As we look over the rear wing of the Macca. Gonna be making his way through this field one more time. Left, right, throw it all over the place, trying to make that defensive play. Richie still trying to make his way through as well. Sniper's right there with him, all over the place. Hey-Ho, Flem Speed 1 right there. As just listen to that beautiful Cup V6. That Cup V6 will never get old as they do continue going on here. Flores going to be right there with him. Snipe trying to make his way through. Richie as well, continuing on throughout the rest of this race. Further and further, lap after lap, still trying to make his way past Snipe and Flores. Battle for the podium now seems to be on in for P number 3. Flores right there, Richie as well. Craig trying to make his way through. Can he get under the back of that battle? He's 2.5 seconds behind as it does currently stand. Taylor right there, but Hibbs is leading. Greasy Bandits racing 1-2 as it seemed like earlier on, but with Good A's pit stop, it did not seem to work out. Through Cheetah Bay will go. You can see Good A right there in the background as well. On the back of Flem Speed 1, down into the final corner, trying to get tight on the inside, and that is going to be, that was Flores who made that mistake out the final corner. Was there contact with Snipe? We did not get a good angle, but Flores crashing and burning onto the main straight and into the pit wall. That is unfortunate, and out of the podium places, he will plummet. Right now, though, it's going to be Flem Speed 1. You saw him there momentarily. It's a free abreast. It's an absolute cluster. These drivers not giving each other an absolute inch. Honestly, that may be a cider, but don't drink and drive, kids. As right now, down into Sunset, go around the outside, makes the contact. Flem Speed 1 is off. So in these final few laps, it has been absolute chaos. Flem Speed 1 went off. Good as it was Flores who spun it on the main straight. That's two of the drivers who were big contenders for this high midfield, and they have crashed and burned. Who was at fault there? It may have just been ping between Flem Speed 1 and Hey-Ho, but we'll have to wait and see. As lap after lap, time after time, this is where it counts. We continue going on here at Kyalami. The leader now coming his way through Cheetah. This will be the penultimate lap, as here we go. Round the final corner, Hibbs will lead us on to the final lap of the Kyalami sprint race, but this battle is not over. Hey-Ho, Craig mate.
Okay,
Hey-Ho,
on the final lap now. Give it all
hey,
you can.
Hey-Ho, Craig, Good Day is all making their way through. Onto the final lap now. Three-way battle for P number 5, and it continues with all the action. But right now, Snipe getting caught up in lap traffic, still trying to chase down that podium place. As right now, it seemed like Good A will try to go for the move. He does have the fastest lap of this race. That's the key factor. Hey-Ho versus Craig. It can come down to this. They can make these moves here as there is a yellow flag on the exit down towards down towards the final few corners. We would go watch out, but this ball is one we can't look away from. As right now, Gooday still trying to make his way through as well. Down into Sunset, but overspeed seemed to be there. Trying to make his way around the outside, but Gooday goes wide. Not going to work out this time. But right now, the leader down into the hairpin as Cheetah has claimed a victim. Who is it claimed? As you can see right there, Kyalami has made a mistake into the barrier on the exit and into the crashing. That is extremely, extremely unfortunate. But as he comes out the hairpin, we've got to give the man his flowers. We've got to give the man his dues as we go down into these final few corners. You can see Atherton right there. Lane made a mistake as well. It was Atherton who was off. We'll go to that battle for P number 5 in a moment. But right now, here in Kyalami, under the scorching sun, here in South Africa, here in our home, it's Greasy Bandits 1-2 in Silverstone Race 2. It's a Greasy Bandits number 1. It's Hibbs number 1. And it's to the top. Hibbs wins the Kyalami sprint race. Taylor will come on P number 2. Richie will just about miss out on P number 3. Snipe P4. And Craig will come on P number 5. Hey-Ho's going to come on P number 6. Gooday's right there with him. As actually did Gooday make a mistake as Flem Speed 1 is right there with him. Yes, he did. Gooday made a mistake while we looked away. So apologies that we missed that. But it is a double top 10 for Greasy Bandits Racing. A P number 1 for Greasy Bandits Racing here in the Kyalami sprint race. And right now we go through the rest of the grid order. Let's go into the timetable real quick while the rest of the drivers make their way through. Can we tell how many positions were gained? That is my question. No. But right now, it's this man. If that camera will work. There we go. It's this man. It's Hibbs. He went to the top here in the sprint. Absolutely astounding race. But can it carry over to race number 2? We've got a 10-minute break until qualifying gets underway. Then we got the feature race, which is an hour long. Ladies and gentlemen, quick reminder, of course, this is brought to you by Design Manchester and Audio Sport. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, hit that like button if you like what you're seeing. We're going to be right back after this 10-minute break. And if you would like to race with us, join the sim grid, join the Discord, and we can get you set up for next round next week. Welcome back, SimPlay Motorsport fans. If it is a possibility. Right now, watching him make his way around the circuit, of course the winner in race number 1. Pardon me. As you can see, it is very, very overcast, and the track is optimum, so no rain has fallen between practice and qualifying, but I don't think it will be a shock to say that there could very much be rain in the race with the way that these clouds are looking. There's going to be none in qualifying. It's overcast all the way for the next 30 minutes. Possibly rain for the race, which makes it an interesting one when it comes down to it. But right now, we're watching Hibbs, we're watching Mamaka, and it is going to be the winner of race number 1, the sprint race, here at Kyalami, who will be setting the first lap here in qualifying. So right now, heading down into Cheetah as it does continue here in Kyalami. Ignore the random pause there for a second. It is Hibbs who's leading. I need to sort my Discord out real quick, chat. Should have done this before. There we go. As we do continue here, it is Hibbs who will be leading us away here in qualifying for the first lap around this infamous circuit. Let's go on board with the Maka driver as we head into turn number 2, into the braking zone for this infamous circuit, through the left-hander and into the right-hander. You head up the hill, use the curve as much as possible, as much as you want to, ignore that sausage curve on the left-hand side, into the braking zone, into the left-hander, onto the throttle one more time on the exit, pedal to the metal, foot to the floor as you head down to sunset. Well, unfortunately we cannot see the sunset because it is very, very cloudy here in South Africa. Got to go through the left, into the right, into the braking zone, on the little marker on the track, through the left-hander, down into the S's. Greasy Bandits looked for a 1-2 in the sprint race. They couldn't do it. Could they get a front row? Here in qualifying, we'll wait and see. Through the S's we go, onto the throttle again. Look, put it as wide as much as you need, as right now it is going to be an invalidation for that man, so we'll go over to the man behind him. That is going to be Varga, through this left-hander, through the hairpin, and then onto the throttle again, pedal to the metal, all the way down the hill, build up the momentum, faster and faster, quicker and quicker, try and glide it through, don't go spinning off, into the braking zone, past the hill, into the final few moments, try not to go deep, just like that. Luckily enough, keeps it on track, but that will be an invalidation. We'll go to Craig, 14 Merlot, through the right-hander, onto the throttle again, keeps it within the track limits, and into the final few. Through Cheetah you go, try not to run wide, at the 50 metres you brake, into the left-hander, and through the final you go, onto the throttle one more time, gonna go all the way to the line, and it will be a P number 3, 0.903 behind the top time right now. That is set by Snipe, 1 minute 42. 3.92. Hibbs trying to make his way through the circuit as well. Varga also invalidated there. Flores seeming to be in a good position right now as they head through into the S's, trying to make their way around this infamous circuit. Snipe still leads. Richie P number 2. Who AP number... As Ramsel actually up in a P number 2, I should say. Then onto the throttle every single time you need it, down into the braking zone, into the left-hander, onto the throttle as much as you need, through the right-hander, through the left-hander, through the right-hander again, into the braking zone, don't go deep, past the Fanatec sponsorship, and of course, SimPlay Motorsport, Pro-Am, GT4 and Pro is brought to you by Designed Manchester and Audio Sport. You can find their names and the links to their websites down in the description of this stream or VOD if you're watching after we have finished live. Of course, you can also join us in the racing action by going to the sim grid and joining us at SimPlay Motorsport, on SimGrid. Join the Discord, submit your hot stint, and then you're free to sign up for either the GT4 Pro-Am as you're watching, or the Pro. GT3 for both Pro and Pro-Am, GT4 on a Tuesday night, Pro-Am on a Wednesday, Pro on a Thursday. Of course, GT4 coverage is brought to you by Dan. GT Pro Am brought to you by myself, and then Matthew with his co-commentator will bring you the action tomorrow on a Thursday night for the pros. Of course, don't forget we also have a charity event sign-up going to be available soon for the race against cancer around the Nordschleife, and of course it's infamous, it's the green hell, but we tackle it in the name of charity. Right now though, here in Kyalami, we do continue on here in qualifying with 9 minutes 9 seconds on the board. Over the crest, into the braking zone, the flames shoot out the exhaust. Flores currently sits P number 13 with Snipe P1, Hibbs P2, Ramsel currently sits P number 3. Disqualified is Old Sim Racer, most likely from going the wrong way on circuit. Sturrock is currently making his way through the circuit as well. He is yet to set a lap time, but however he is not invalidated. Corley sat in P number 26, trying to make his way through as he heads through Cheetah, the Macavo. That will be an invalidation there. Best trying to make his way through as well. He starts and he comes across the line to start a brand new lap time. Slowest so far of it on most of the times. 2.713 behind. Stardog goes slower, 6.860. Good A is going to be making his way through onto the throttle again at the final corner, and he will go to the line here in Kaya, and he will go all the way to the top. It's 1 minute 41. 977, 0.415 ahead of P number 2, which is Snai, and Hibbs not far behind in P number 3. Hibbs though may improve. Can he make it? A Greasy Bandits number 1 and number 2 to make it a front row lockout. Yes, he can, and he goes to the top. 1 minute 41, 840, dethroning his own teammate. Ramsel goes up in P number 5. Varga drops down as Richie actually goes up in a P number 3 in the trusty Lamborghini Huracan Evo 2 in that silver, green and black livery. Right now though, Craig, underdog realistically in my opinion from what we saw in race number 1. We're hoping that there will be words please work. As right now we gotta wonder, how will that work out for that driver? Down into the braking zone, into the left-hander, onto the throttle as much as you need. Round the final few corners, but not really. It's the final few corners of sector number 1, I should say. Then down into Sunset, down into the right-hander, onto the throttle as quickly as possible. Trying to make his way through this infamous circuit, trying to make his way through the circuit known as our home. And in the native language. Out of Sunset, into the final few, but that is most likely invalidated. No, it's not. He does keep it within validation. Most likely not from gaining time. Out the S's, up the hill, past the watchtower, over the crest, and into the hairpin. So right now, Craig, right there with him, trying to make his way through, down the hill, gaining the momentum, gaining the overspeed, getting that tailwind just behind him. Not like there is any wind in game at this time. Right now, though, they do continue. It is R. Smith, who was, his teammate Old Sim Race has been disqualified. It's going to be a Ferrari now coming out the pit lane. But Rob Smith, still yet to set a lap time. What will he be able to do here at Kyalami? Into the hairpin, the Ford Mustang goes. Into the hairpin, the Ford Mustang goes around this circuit. Ignore my brother in the background if you can unfortunately hear him. Into the braking zone, onto the brakes, into the right-hander here at Kaya. As we go one more time, 29 degree track, 23 ambient, optimum track surface, no rain on the forecast at this time. The yellow flag there momentarily as it seemed like somebody went wide out of Cheetah. Down into the final few corners, into the left-hander, into the final corner. Gonna be going pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, throttle to the max. Here we go to the line. What can the Mustang do? Only P19. As Speed 1 now making his way out the pit lane, that trusty Porsche down into the final few corners. Walker Flores, we saw him spin it here in the sprint race. Here in qualifying, though, for the feature, he makes it through nice and clean. Down to the line, goes up to the grid in P number 9 at this moment in time. Right now, we'll look at the time. Current fastest lap time is 1 minute 41. He's a current in qualifying, please. There we go. Current fastest lap time here in qualifying is a 1 minute 41.480. That's set by him to the fastest sector number 2. Fastest sector 1 goes for Good Day in P number 2 with a 1 minute 41.977. Then Ritchie, Ransell, Snipe, Taylor, Millington, Varga, Flores, Saunders, Wolski, Flip Speed 1, Fatblood, Craig, Hayho, Beck, Limiter, Green, Smith, Stirrup, Tucker, Best, Stardom, Kane, Unsworth, Atherton, and Old Sim Racer has been. And Old Sim Racer has been
disqualified.
So that is very, very unfortunate. Him's current fastest here in this session. He seems to be sitting in the pit lane at this time. So Lane, Unsworth, Atherton and Old Sim Racer here to get a lap time for the board. We've got 3 minutes remaining here in qualifying, so before the final runs, we'll go through your updated drivers and team standings for the Pro-Ams. Still, it is Hibbs who leads with 404 points, 77 gap difference to Snide in P number 2. It said Good Day, Ramsell, Millington, Stardog, Float Speed 1, Ritchie, Beck, Greaves rounds out the top 10, Limiter, Taylor, Varga, Flores, Saunders, Argent, Williams, Wolski, Fatblood, Old Sim Racing rounds out the top 20. Said R. Smith, Craig, Hicks, Tucker, Rubber, Johnson, Fernie, Sturrock, Betterson, Unsworth rounds out the top 30. Clarble, Atherton, Best, Hayho, Lane, Cranky Duckhead, Waste, Scottfield rounds out the top, and then more. And then, of course, you've got the team standings. It is Greasy Bandits who lead, 701 points to their name, leading with a 157-point gap to Cam Racing and P number 2. Then FSO Racing Team, Stage 2 Motorsport, Fat Bloke Racing, SimPlay Racing, Richie's Force Team, Mad Dog Motorsport, Cloud9 Racing, Team TOM rounds out the top 10. Then Roadrunners Motorsport, Team Murloc, Quantum Motorsport, Malamus Racing, RBGT Team, Dolphins 1 Motorsport, then TRC Audio Sport, who rounds out the order with P number 17 in the team standings. Right now though, Millington leads here in qualifying with not that much time left on the board. He's got to the top. He's denying a 1-2 for Greasy Bandits Racing as it does currently stand. As he returns to the pit lane, it's down to this man. Greasy Bandits were P number 1. Could they go P1 again? But right now, it's going to be the Aston Martin. He's stuck behind a Ford Mustang. America in the way of Britain, as it does currently. But through sunset we go. He looks for that space. He looks for a chance, but it's not going to be there for him. So whilst this may only be qualifying, you still got to give space. Ford Mustang does move out the way, but then again, even though it's qualifying, we seem to have a race in our hands. Who's going to out-drag the other? Who's going to have a fight? Well, it seems like it's going to be Good A who's going to drop in behind. He just has another chance to go for another lap as long as he has enough fuel. And you know what? Let's go and see what the drivers can see, shall we? As that is going to be Rob Smith off and into the grass as we now go around the Cheetah into the final. And here we go. One more lap here at Kyalami for Good A. G'day, mate. As right now, it's Good A who goes one more time. Greasy Bandits looking for that P number 1 here around Kyalami. It's down to this man. It's down to Good A. Can he go to the top one more time here in qualifying? Into the left-hander, onto the throttle when you need. Got to be making his way through the rest of this circuit. Through the left, through the right, into the braking zone and into the far left-hander. Double yellow. double yellow there momentarily as there was a car off the track. Right now, though, into sunset we will go. You can see the Aston Martin, it's screaming, it's wiggling, it's trying to make its chance, but it's not giving up yet. Into the braking zone, into the left-hander you go. Then over the crest, past the watchtower and into hairpin. Into the left-hander at the top of the hill. And you go down it again. The undulation, the elevation change, the corners, the technique. Nothing can beat Kaya in my opinion. But I know I'd love to know yours in Twitch, in the YouTube chat. Let me know. Whether you're in the pit, whether you are a spectator, or whether it may be between qualifying and the race. Let me know what drivers you're here rooting for. Let me know what track's your favourite. We would love to know your opinions, as it can help us into the upcoming season as Gooday returns to the pit lane. A mistaken cheater brings an end to his qualifying session. Right now though, there's only one man left on track, if I can find him. Which I do not believe I can. As that is going to be it for qualifying. And it is this man. Without a doubt, a surprise for some. But qualifying is now done. And it is Cam Racing's Millington who will line up on pole position. But you got the key factor behind you. You got two greasy bandits trying to chase you down. Your qualifying is complete. Your race 2, the feature race, will be coming your way shortly. So with 45 seconds remaining until the formation lap begins. It's Millington on pole, followed by Hibbs and Gooday. Let's go through your drivers' standings real quick, shall we? It's Hibbs, followed by Sny, Gooday, Ramsell, Millington, Stardog, Flemspeed 1, Ritchie, Beck, Greaves, The Limiter, Taylor, Varga, Flores, Saunders, Argent, Williams, Wolski, Fat Bloke, Old Sim Racer, Smith, Craig, Hicks, Tucker, Rubber, Johnson, Fernie, Sturrock, Bedison, on Swift Clarble, Atherton, Best, Hey Ho Lane, Cranky Duckhead, Waste, Scotfield and more. Then the team standings, it's Greasy Bandits Racing, Cam Racing, FSO Racing Team, Stage 2 Motorsport, Fat Bloke Racing, SimPlay Racing, Breachy's Course Team, Mad Dog Motorsport, Cloud9 Racing, Team COM, Road Runners Motorsport, Team Murloc, Quantum Motorsport, Malamus Racing, RBGT Team, Dolphins Motorsport, and TRC Audio Sport. Let me know who you're supporting in the YouTube chat. Let me know who you're here rooting for. And let me know your opinions on what we could possibly see in this race. Throw you back to race number 1 here. We're in the sprint race. Absolute chaos on that race start with a major collision which practically took out the entire second half of the grid. Let's not hope for a repeat here. So, Kyalami, it's infamous, it's known, and it's one of the best racing circuits in the world. Hence why everybody wants Formula 1 to come back here. But of course tonight, we don't have Formula cars, we have GT cars around this circuit. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. as we head around the back part of these circuits. And without further ado, let's go through your grid order. It's Millington who lines up on pole position. He will have Hibbs right alongside him. It's then Gooday with Richie and P number 3 with Richie P number 4. Stardog lines up in P number 5 with Snipe P number 6. It will be Hey-Ho with P number 7 with Ramsell P number 8. Wolski P9, Taylor and P number 10 to round out the 5th row and the top 10. It's then Varga, Flem Speed 1, Beck, Greaves, Flores, Saunders, Craig, Fat Bloke, The Limiter, Smith, Sturrock, Best, as the game does that thing to me where it annoys me. Great. Sorry, chat. We got the awkward thing. I accidentally clicked drive. Give me the leader, please. Right, there we go. Apologies about this, chat. It does it a lot. So right now, all the drivers are going to make their way through to the grid order. As you can see, it is Millington on pole position with the greasy bandits behind him. It's not the best camera angle, I apologise. But it is infamous nonetheless. You can see all the drivers right there with them. You can see the rest of the grid beginning to form up. Here in round number 6 of season number 7, it's Kyalami. It's our home. It is GT's.
Green light, go, go, go.
Boogity, 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 let's go! Race against the green flag drops and away we go. Millington's going to get a very good start, not as good as Hibbs though. Hibbs is already going to be up there on the inside. Richie's got an amazing start, he's already passed Gooday. Here comes the rest of the grid though, trying to make their way through. Down into turn number 2, trying to make their way through. We do have a car which has returned to the pit lane. Everybody seemed to have got through nice and clean. Here on lap number 1 though, for the rest of this lap, 2 drivers, that being Unsworth and Atherton, did opt to return to the pit lane for some reason, or they did not possibly click drive. But right now, Millington still leads. It looked like Hibbs was going to get away with that amazing start, but maybe not so much. Right now, Richie also had an amazing start, but unable to get past Gooday, who seemed to get that position back as well. No rain on the forecast. 30-degree track, 24 degrees ambient, optimum track surface, no wind. Right now though, Varga all over the back of that Ferrari just in front of him. He's got to be careful though. Taylor's right in front of him. This man Taylor did lead majority of that sprint race at some point. Right now though, going to be going down into the hairpin. He's going to try around the outside, but does he go deep? That may be a mistake. Flem Speed 1's right there with him, who has the bare acceleration as they head down the hill. So right now, it's a freeway battle. He's not going to give it up. Taylor's going to look for the inside possibly, but it's not going to work out this time round. He'll have to wait another lap to make it through. Right now, though, it's going to be all over the place. Left and right, right and left into the final few corners. That lap 1, nice and clean compared to lap number 1 of the sprint race. That is reversed grid order for you. And of course, we do continue here at Kyalami. So as we continue here at Kyalami, it's lap after lap. Every single opportunity you need is going to be right there with you. And for anybody else, I'm just looking for my charger. But right now, these drivers all so close to each other, yet so far, as Ramsell still trying to chase down that Ferrari right in front of him. God, these shots around Kyalami never cease to amaze, do they? As this track is one to look out for. As we saw in the sprint, it can produce so many amazing battles and so many rivalries can ignite around this circuit. So many rivalries have been made around this circuit. Here in South Africa, it's the Kyalami glaze for some people. But right now, they do continue on nice and clean. Ramsell still on the back of Stardog, down into the final corner. Down into the final corner, down into the final chance. Right now, further and further, lap after lap, closer and closer, trying to make his move, trying to do everything he needs to. As one thing to point out, as right now, Richie is still closing in on Gooday, but that's because Millington has not got away. He's got Hibbs and Gooday right behind him. Gooday, mate. As, to be fair, the rest of the grid is right here with him. As this beautiful camera angle. For P number 9, basically down to P number 19, is all bunched up. One mistake from any of these drivers, and you're going to be losing quite a lot of places as you head down the hill, through the left-hander, into the final few, into the final sector. And this is where battles ignite, because if you're side by side through this corner, it tightens up into cheetah. Many drivers tend to collide together and come together at that corner. Can that be a key factor to putting battles to an end tonight? Could that bring an end to those who struggle? Could that flip a few cars like we saw in the GT4s, unlike at Silverstone? But then again, here comes Hibbs. Gooday, he's going to be right there with him. Down the main straight, he moves to the side. It seemed like he let his teammate pass, and that is going to be Gooday, who is up and through into P number 2. So right now, further and further, faster and faster. One thing, that is going to be the key thing as well to think about, chat. Fuel levels, they go down and down and down. As right to the bumper. Snide with the fastest lap, key factor there. That man is the fastest out on circuit at this current moment in time. As we go on board with the Beamer, it is going to be one more shot. He's currently fastest out on track. He's got the fastest lap. That Beamer seeming to be well in the hands of Snai. I do not know the nationality, my bad. As into the final, into the braking zone, past Coach Dave Academy side and onto the main straight again. That Ferrari may not be the best in a straight line, it's better in the corners compared to the Beamer, but the Beamer on the main straight could have that opportunity with the slipstream closing, you can see it inching forward, closer and closer, maybe a dive. He looks to be inside, but he backs out of it in time, not wanting to risk it, not wanting to cause a crash. As at the final corner, Unsworth is all over the back of Best. Best trying to defend, trying to have this opportunity in their hands. The Quantum Motorsport driver in a battle with Unsworth. These two seem to collide every single time they're out on track. And by collide, I mean battle each other, not exactly push each other off the track. But looking for the switchback is Unsworth. You've got to be careful. Tucker, Old Sim Racer, Wolski, all in the background as well. Looks like Unsworth was going to try for the outside into that moment as well. Right now, though, great. In the background, you can see the Ford Mustang. You can see the Porsche in the back, in through Sunset, down the inside. Will go to Ford. Here we go. Here comes the battle. Bing, bang, bosh. Into the barrier goes Rob Smith. as into the barrier goes Best. Seems like the exit of Sunset is claiming many corners. Claiming many drivers. And also, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the name of that corner is Barbecue. Or is that turn number 4, technically? I should really get a track map up. But right now, lap number such and such. Into the left-hander, into the right-hander, over the crest, Ramsell comes, trying to make his way past Varga. Varga in a defensive position, into the S's we go. That is a very good question. That is a very good question, SimPlay Motorsport. What do we think of tonight's racing, chat? In my opinion, it's been very good and very tight. Ignore the fact that a Greasy Bandit won the sprint race by about 4 or 5 seconds. But it's been good racing nonetheless. And that was just very unfortunate for the Ford Mustang just before going into the barrier out of the left-hander just after sunset into the final few corners. We will come here watching Ramsell, watching Varga into the right-hander. Through Cheetah you go, down into the braking zone. And into the left-hander again, onto the main straight for Beamer. May look to chase away here. Well, can that gap be opened up? Can it be an opportunity where it may be? No, somebody's saying no rain in. Somebody's saying no rain in between in the YouTube chat. Apologies again for calling it Twitch chat. Somebody's saying no rain in the YouTube chat. Well, we may beg to differ. You've got to remember, is actually I'll look away from my screen for 1 second. That's Varga off. I'll look back at the stream, and we can get I can get an information on what happened there, because it's coming down into the main straight, as you can see, Fatblock making his way through there, as down into turn number 1. This is what happened between the two drivers. That was just a mistake by Varga. Maybe a tap from Milling, maybe a tap from Ramsell, and he goes off. He may have damaged, because that Beamer right now looks like it's sliding. As somebody in the YouTube chat saying no rain. Key factor here, PN Motorsport. We only know the forecast for 30 minutes time. There is still 48 minutes left in this race. To our knowledge, there could be, in those final 18 minutes, a torrential downpour, which would not be unlikely for Kyalami. It is infamous with its weather. It's almost as it's more unpredictable than Britain. But right now, here we go, into the braking zone, into the left-hander, unlucky! But right now, keeping the point out, good aid, still past Hibbs. Richie is still there. Sny's actually now got past him. Apologies we missed out, that happened at the start of this lap. So Sny passed Richie. So Richie was up there the entire time. He's been there since the start of this race. 31-degree track temperature. The temperature is going up, so unlikely that we're going to get rain. Who knows? The heavens may open randomly in the final 5 minutes and make it absolutely torrential, meaning people are going to have to tiptoe all the way to the line. But right now, good A, good A, mate, as he's going to be all the way in P number 2 right now. But he is closing that gap. Millington is going to be on a mega defense here. We saw what happened in race number 1 with Millington. He lost out to Hibbs. He will not want to lose that again. He lost out to Hibbs last in the sprint. He will not want to lose out to another greasy bandit here in the feature race. It's still early on, but we know what good A is like. When he finally gets in front, when he gets in that clean air, he will drive that car to its absolute limits. Ignore the glaze. And then right now, heading through the left-hander, onto the throttle, what you need. A little bit behind as well, in a little bit of a closer gap. Flem speed 1, now past Taylor. Apologies that we missed that. He's got that done at the start of sector number 1. As you can see right there, we saw it momentarily, Stardog getting past Richie as they head into sunset. As Mike in the chat, everybody's complaining that there's no rain. Meanwhile, Mike is in the chat saying you all need to do more rain dances. Mike, I think if anybody needs to do the rain dances, it is the one who sets up the weather in the server. That is all I will say, because I do not want to lose my job. Right now, even though there's no rain, we've still got plenty of racing action to go. Ignore the random tone shift there. As right now, Ramsel is right there with him. He's on the defensive right now from Fat Bloke. Greaves, I should say, for Fat Bloke Racing. I don't know why when I try to say fat, I say flat. So closer and closer, lap after lap. This is where it begins to count. One more time. Here we go, down through the S's, a quarter into this race. Further and further we go into Kyalami, into the territory of South Africa. This is where the fun begins. Call a McDonald's because you want a quarter pounder. Who knows, it's on the side of Fat Bloke Racing Beamers. And here we go. Further and further, faster and faster, quicker and quicker, lap after lap. This is where it begins to count. Looks for the inside line. Does not work out. Further and quicker, lap after lap, closer and closer, but it does not seem to work out. He's got Flores in the defense. He's got him in the rear view. He wants to keep him there. As you can also see, Fat Bloke in the background, the owner of Fat Bloke Racing. As here we go towards sunset. A lot more curb taken there for Good A, rather than Millington. As, I'm sorry, it's not Good A, it's John Google. As right now, through the right-hander, onto the throttle, into the braking zone as you come out of sunset. It's Millington. He's got the defense on. He is not letting Good A past. He's got that defensive line. He's got that opportunity. He's got everything in his hands. But right now, Unsworth on the back of Craig. Let's see what these guys can do, shall we? A nice little battle at the back of the grid. Battle for P number 18 on the leaderboard as it does currently stand. We're 10 laps deep. Well, we're 11. Well, we're 10 laps deep. We're on lap 11. We're gonna be going on to lap number 12. As here we go. Faster and faster, closer and closer, down the hill we go. Ferrari looks to the inside, a little bit wobbly on the brakes. He looks for the inside one more time, he's right there with him. Down the inside of the Macca, he's got the Mercedes, he's got the McLaren right there with him, but he's got the move done. That's Unsworth past Craig, up on the P number 18. As here we go, old sim racer looking for a chance, looking for Tucker down the inside. Here we go, flames burst out the exhaust. Beamer's right there with him. That is Assetto there on the left-hand side. That is unfortunate. He's not had exactly the best race, and he's gonna give up. He's gonna let you down. He's gonna go around and desert you from what it would seem, as he is still parked there on the inside. The yellow flags will fly. He finally gets that car moving. But right now, into sunset, and we go to the side, and we watch the view as Wolski absolutely flies past the Ford Mustang. As apparently I've disconnected from Discord, oh well. As down the inside we will go. We're down into the hairpin. Wheel to wheel, side by side. Throttle versus throttle. Beamer versus Macca. Beamer of Wolski flies past Old Sim Racer earlier on in this lap. He flies past Tucker. Here comes Old Sim Racer versus Tucker. Down the hill, into the left-hander, into the braking zone. Macca may look for the inside. Is he going to give it up? Yes, he will. He's going to lose out to the Ford Mustang of Old Sim Racer. Now he's got to be careful because he's got Rob Smith in the background. You can see him right there. As that is going to be Hey-Ho who watches Richie. Richie went a bit too tight, loses out a little bit of time on the grass. Hashtag guilty. As right now, got to be going further and further, faster and faster. One thing we can't lose though is going to be this. Good Ace, seeming to be very close. He loses out this time, as we should have changed the view. Richie right there. Stardog's further ahead. Richie versus Hey-Ho. As yellow flags flying in the background, that is very, very unfortunate just before sunset. Right now though, down into Cheetah, down into the rest of the circuit, as right now you can also see Millington. Let's go through this real quick considering we've got 37 minutes left. It's Millington, leading from Gooday, then Hibbs, then Snide, then Stardog, then Richie, then Hoey, then it's Flem Speed 1, then Saunders, then Taylor, then Varga, then Ramsell. And we've got a four-way fight here technically, chat. So let's watch the action. Right now, closer and closer, lap after lap, one more time, one more shot. Beamer gets past Ferrari, as it does seem Vargas seeming to, Vargas defending from Ramsell, I should say. Porsche's right there ahead of him. This could turn into a battle for P number 7 if they're not careful. If they're not careful, they can lose out more than they think. This is the battle. This is the closest times. This is where it counts. Over the crest and through the hills they go. This is the battle for P number 11, but right now Ramsell sliding out the final. So as Ramsell Akira slides, here we go again. As the pit window opens, talk about perfect timing, jeez, talk about a segue. As right now is going to be the pit lane. And you know what you can do in the pit lane? You can join our sponsors. That, of course, being Design Manchester and Audio Sport. They are down in the description of this video. You can find their links to their websites down there also. If you would like to get involved with racing with us, just like this battle right here, which you'll love to see, Taylor versus Saunders, as to go wheel to wheel, side by side, down the hill and into the left-hander. If you want to get involved in this action, like you see here, as he goes down the inside, but unable to get the move, you can join us on the sim grid. It's SimPlay Motorsport on sim grid, and you can join our Discord. Right there, you submit your hot stint, and then you are free to sign up for either GT4 on Tuesday, Pro-Am on Wednesdays, or Pro on Thursdays. Of course, GT4 is weighted by Dan, Pro-Am's myself, and then Thursdays is going. And then Thursdays is, of course, Matthew Duffin with his co-commentator. And we go down towards turn number 1 again. And, of course, if you would like even more racing action or you like endurance action, we've got a charity event coming up where we battle the Nordschleifer to raise money for cancer. And to raise money to fight off cancer. So right now, get involved, join SimPlay, join the Discord, join the racing action. It is one league that you do not want to miss out on, and dare I say, the best there is on console. Heading down through Sunset, into the right-hander, and onto the throttle again, into the braking zone, as it is a big thing. Millington has made a mistake, actually. Apologies how we missed out. I was too caught up in the promotion. It is Millington who's lost out, and it's a Greasy Bandits. 1-2. I got too lost up in the promotion, but I missed out on the lead. My apologies, chat. Also, somebody please tell me in YouTube chat what the name of what the name of Matthew's co-commentator is. I can never remember. Somebody please tell me. Kelly Davis. That's it. So pros are brought to you by Matthew Duffin and Kelly Davis. There we go. I no longer just have to call him a co-commentator. As right now, I am going to have a beverage because, yes, I don't know if you can tell, my voice is starting to hurt a little bit, so I need a drink. So right now, as they continue on here, in qualifying, in the race, we are in the pit window. They've got 6 minutes, 11 seconds to make their pit stops. Here's Hibbs leading from Millington, Snide, Stardock, Richie, Hey-Ho, Flores, Beck, Fat Bloke, and Wolski rounds out the top 10. As Gooday, who was leading into the pit lane to make his mandatory pit stop. It's a 25-second minimum pit stop time. Refueling required, and you do not have to take tyres. However, I do believe most drivers will be taking the extra 5 seconds to get a fresh set on, because I do not believe that tyres are going to go a full hour with all that time, as actually you can see a lane right there yet to make his pit stop, caught up in a battle, as that is an absolutely shocking camera angle as he is off at Sunset. Nope, he's off at the corner before Sunset, I should say. As Fat Bloke, Beck and Richie into the pits.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
And as we reach the halfway mark, it's Greasy Bandits up top. Has my game done the glitch thing? Yes, it has. We'll be right back.
Vinted's new electronics category means tech is new again, and you can save again.